Nichelle Nichols wanted to leave Star Trek, but Martin Luther King Jr. wouldn't let her. I'm Randall Allen Dunn, thriller writer. I write fantasy and action thrillers that read like blockbuster movies, and this is some of the media diversity that I grew up with. When people talk about diversity in media, inevitably they're going to talk about Lieutenant Uhura on Star Trek. But the impact she had almost didn't happen, at least not to the extent that it ultimately did. Nichelle Nichols wanted to leave the show because she felt like they weren't using her character enough. But she was at a party where she was introduced to Martin Luther King, who told her how much he liked Star Trek. When she said she was thinking of leaving, he said, "You absolutely cannot do that. What you're doing is exactly what people need to see. They need to see black people and white people working together alongside one another." So she stayed. But in my opinion, she had already done exactly what Martin Luther King Jr. was talking about. In a season 1 episode where all the crew get infected with this disease that makes them act drunk, they lose all their inhibitions, and they stop doing their jobs, they just start goofing off. And one of the crew members locked everybody out of the engine room and started singing obnoxiously to them for hours. At one point, Captain Kirk loses it and goes to Uhura and says, "Can't you at least try to shut him off?" And she loses it too and whips back at him and says, "Sir, if I could shut him off, don't you think I would?" And then she stops and remembers they're in the military. And you don't talk back to a superior officer in the military at all, ever. It doesn't matter if they're right or not. So she stops, gets a hold of herself, and says, "Yes, sir, I'll keep trying." And instead of reprimanding her or writing her up or inflicting any military discipline he had the right to inflict on her, there's a pause, and then Kirk says, "I'm sorry." And she smiles back at him, and then they go back to work. That, to me, was the most significant impact that Uhura had in everything she did on the show, regardless of other things about the interracial kiss and other things that she did that were significant. The most significant thing to me was having a white superior officer and a black woman who was his subordinate, and having him apologize to her for losing his cool. In that moment, they demonstrated exactly what Martin Luther King Jr. said they need to demonstrate on TV. Thanks for watching. Keep believing.